up guys, it's Henreeneo and you're welcome to my unboxing and initial impressions on the Redmi Note 8. This is a brand new smartphone from Xiaomi and I've just unboxed and reviewed the Redmi Note 8 Pro. You can check that video out on my channel, and this is just a quick unboxing of the little brother to the Redmi Note 8 Pro. So without wasting much time, let's get straight into looking at what's in the box. So just like similar fashion with the Redmi Note 8 Pro, you also have the same kind of packaging here. And first up you have your SIM ejector tool, and then you have a bunch of paperwork. This is your user guide and this is your warranty card. And then you also have an included TPU case. And it's a transparent TPU case just like you had in the Redmi Note 8 Pro. So next up we have the Redmi Note 8 Pro. I'm going to set this aside for now. And then we have a 10-watt charger included in the box. This is not a fast charger. And the last item we have in the box here is a USB Type-C charging cable. So that's all you get in the box. Let's take a look at the Redmi Note 8 itself. First impressions, this feels weighty. I mean, like, it feels really solid in the hand already. And as you can see from the video, this is going to be a super fingerprint magnet. I'm just going to wipe this down real quick. So this is what the Redmi Note 8 looks like, and already it's a really gorgeous looking device. It just looks absolutely amazing. And with the gradient work they've done here, if you look closely at the front, there's a way the gradient blends into the screen on the bottom here, and it just looks simply incredible. So I'm going to walk you through the physical features on this device so you know where all the buttons and the ports are. To the left of the device here you have the microSD card slot that also houses a dual nano SIM bay. To the right here you've got your volume rockers and your power button. To the bottom here you've got that USB-C charging port. You've got your 3.5mm headphone port. You've got a microphone cutout and your speaker grills. And to the top of the device we have another noise cancelling microphone up there, and we have an IR blaster, which is a very good inclusion. Now to the back of the phone we have that quad camera array, which looks absolutely stunning. This is a really beautiful phone, and you've got your fingerprint sensor placed in the middle there. To the bottom here you've got your Redmi branding and a couple of other branding there, and to the front you have that notch that houses your front facing camera, and you've also got your speaker grill up there. So that's it for the physical features on this device. I'm going to quickly power on this bad boy. I'm going to put in my details and I'll be back with my impressions on the Redmi Note 8. Alright guys, so I've thrown in my details to the Redmi Note 8 and I've been playing with this device for a couple of days, and I must say that this is one really impressive device. So let's quickly go through the specs on this device. Now you have a device here running Android 9 Pie. It's got an API level of 28. It's got the security patch from August 1, but I just got an update that's taking the security patch to October 1. Now for the chip, you've got a Snapdragon 660 CPU with 8 cores, and the GPU is an Adreno 610 GPU. We've got 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage, expandable to 512 using a microSD card slot. For the resolution, we've got 1080 by 2340, and this caps at 440 dpi. It's a 6.29 inch display, and it refreshes at 60 Hz. For the battery, we've got a battery that's capped out at 4000 mAh, and I must say that the battery performance on this device is really impressive. Like, I'm really impressed with the way this thing works. It easily takes me through a day of use. For your sensors, you've got an accelerometer, a magnetometer, a gyroscope, proximity sensor, ambient temperature, light, pressure and humidity sensors as well. And that's it for the specifications. If you have any other questions about the specifications, you can leave them in the comment section of the video. Now, in terms of DRM info, this device comes with the Widevine L1 security level, and what this means is that this device will play HD content on platforms like Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, and the rest of your streaming services out there. For the camera API, this device comes with the Camera 2 API at a level 3. What this means is that it supports the Google Cam APK. So if you install your Google Cam APK in here, you would get almost the same results as you have on your Google Pixel phones. Screen resolution, like you can see here, we already talked about that, and that's it about performance and media on this device. But let me quickly show you what videos on this device looks like. So this screen is capped at 1080p, and I'm going to raise that resolution real quick so you can see the actual resolution of how good this display could look with video. Pictures look absolutely gorgeous. Despite this being an LCD display, I love the way the pictures look already. They look very crisp. My camera may not do this justice, but it looks really, really good. Alright guys, so here's the gameplay for Asphalt 9, and I must tell you that the graphics here look very good. I mean, and gameplay is absolutely very smooth. You can see from your screen here how there's no stutter, there's no lag whatsoever. I mean, everything just works pretty fine, and this is one of the best experiences on a mobile phone for gaming that I've had for the sub $300 category of smartphones. So Asphalt 9 plays pretty very well on this phone. So I'm going to be playing Call of Duty next for you to see how well it performs again. Alright, here's some gameplay on Call of Duty, and you can see how smooth this device handles Call of Duty. Absolutely brilliant. So gameplay on the Redmi Note 8 was really good, as you could see from the video. I'm a fan of MIUI. I'm going to say that MIUI on this device is really impressive. I mean, this is one of the cleanest skin over Android, and everything just looks very neat. And I'm really enjoying the experience on this phone. So moving on, I'm going to be telling you about some of the things that I've noticed on this device, some of the things that I like and some of the things that I don't like. But I'm just going to put out there the things that I don't like about this device straight up. Number one, this is a friggin' fingerprint magnet. I mean, there's so much fingerprints on this thing. You just can't use this thing without a case. You definitely have to get a case, and luckily for you, a case is included in the package for the Redmi Note 8, so that should take care of this, and also that case lets you see the beauty of this phone. The number two thing I do not like again is if you're using this phone without a case, you almost can't tell where the fingerprint sensor is. It's really difficult to feel for it when you're using this without a phone, but with the case it solves that problem. Number three thing that I do not like again about this phone is the fact that I get micro stutters, I mean micro jitters here and there, and I want to guess that this has to do with MIUI's optimization on the Redmi Note 8, but I believe that with MIUI 11 coming soon on the Redmi Note 8, it will fix all of these issues. But in terms of the pros of this device, there's a lot to like about the Redmi Note 8. Number one, it is one very fast phone. I mean, this thing plays every game, every app I've opened, every task I've thrown at it with efficiency and with ease. I've not had any experience where I'm absolutely frustrated trying to pull the hairs out of my head just because this phone doesn't perform a function properly. So I'm just going to open some of the apps here so you can see how fluid and how well this phone manages app performance. So I'm going to start with music app here, and that's pretty impressive. The gallery here, and you can see how everything just opens and how fluid they are. The animations are really very enjoyable, similar to what you have on the iPhone. Alright, let's talk about the cameras on the Redmi Note 8. And you've got a quad camera setup, and this is one of the main selling points of the Redmi Note 8, that camera setup on the back of this device. So you've got a 48 megapixel main sensor, you've got an 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor, you've got a 2 megapixel dedicated macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor at the back of this device. And from the Redmi Note 7 before this one, that was one of the best phones that took advantage of the Google Camera 2 API. I mean, it really did justice to the photos when you use the Gcam app on that device. And this device again comes with the full support for the Google Camera 2 API, meaning that the Google Gcam app will work perfectly fine on this device. So for video, this device supports 4K at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 30, 60 and 120 frames per second, meaning you can do some pretty decent slow motion on this device. So for the selfie camera, you've got a 13 megapixel f2.0 camera that features HDR and panorama modes and records video for 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now, this is a brilliant device in terms of the camera. I haven't tried the camera out fully, but I'm definitely going to make a dedicated video for the camera. I mean, using the stock camera on this device and also the Gcam camera. So for the camera app, it's pretty much the same as you have on other Xiaomi devices. So you've got your regular mode here and you've got your zoom in, 2x zoom in. I'm going to take a picture here quickly. Then you've also got your wide angle lens as well over here. You've also got the option to choose a dedicated 48 megapixel mode where you can take some really high resolution photos. You've got the portrait mode, you've got the night mode, and you've got panorama, and you've got pro mode over here. So if you would like to take macro shots as well, you can simply head into the photo mode and select the macro option there for really close-up shots. So I'll be passing some images across your screen so you can see how this device does in terms of camera shootout. So in conclusion, the Redmi Note 8 is one very good looking and decent device. I mean, the specifications here for a mid-range device is absolutely impressive. And when you take a look at the pricing of this device, then you get to see why I feel like this device is one very tough one to beat in the mid-range market. Now, there are three variants to the Redmi Note 8. There's a 3GB RAM, 32GB internal storage version for 58,000 Naira. There's a 4GB, 64GB internal storage version for 63,000 Naira, which is the one that I have here. And there's a final version for 4GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage for 70,000 Naira. So these prices are absolutely crazy for what you're getting in this smartphone, looking at the build quality, the screen, the battery life, and everything you're overall getting in this device. It's pretty much very hard to beat, and this is Xiaomi coming up with a lot of competition for other brands in the Nigerian market. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions about the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8, please leave them in the comment section. And also, please hit that subscribe button to support this channel, and I'll see you in my next video.